Alright, so a quick video on the Meteor65 Pro Express LRS edition that came out a few weeks back on my channel. And I'll link the original review video down in the description if you missed it. If you want all the details on what I thought about this quad. I'm making a follow-up video here on a PID tune for this because a fair number of you actually requested me to PID tune this, and I'm going to have to do this twice because the firmware that is on the board has the Express LRS V1 code on it, and it's an older nightly build from about close to 6 or 7 months ago, I believe, and it's led to some strange issues in trying to PID tune this. So I've been using the 10.8.0 RC1 and RC2 configurators that have come out recently on this, and whenever I enabled the sliders, weird stuff would happen. Sometimes it would save, sometimes it wouldn't save, and I think that would corrupt the settings on the flight controller. So I elected to just adjust the PIDs manually. So the numbers that you'll see up on the screen, you should just input those manually. Don't enable the sliders, otherwise I don't think this is going to work. I think it's because that older build from like 6 or 7 months ago has features or missing features that are in the newer builds that the latest configurator, RC2 configurator, is going to try and put them in there, and it gets confused. And so I I almost gave up on this video, but I know a lot of you guys aren't going to upgrade to Express LRS V2, and you'll probably want to just get a better PID tune on the V1 settings on this board. So these are the settings you should put in, as you see on the screen. And then the most important thing is you're going to want to reduce your motor output limit to about 85%. That's what I found to be pretty good. And it's because the 19,500 kV motors are fine for a 31mm prop, but is on a 35mm prop, that prop's a little bit too big for this kV, in my opinion. They should have made a different motor, probably like an 18,000 kV or 17,500 kV motor for this prop, because and which is why I put the motor output limit in there, and that makes the PID tuning actually work. If you don't do that, then what happens is the motors get pretty hot, especially if you do a lot of really fast, aggressive flying at full throttle, if you're doing freestyle. And you may need to, if you want to do that and not put the motor output limit in, then you're going to have to back off on the D-gain numbers that you saw earlier. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think that tuning this any further, if you're going to do filtering and that kind of thing, you're going to have to go back to, I think, a nightly build of the configurator from about that time, which is just like, I don't know, this whole situation with the Betaflight 4.3 not coming out yet and not being finalized, and that the original boards that came out with the Express LRS built in, the SPI receivers, have old code on it, is leading to a lot of issues in terms of getting these, configuring these properly. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your feedback on the tune. Give it a try. Again, this is only if you're on the V1 code, or the original firmware that came with the quad. And if you've already upgraded to V2, and if you saw my video on how to upgrade to the V2 Express LRS code, this is probably not going to work, although you can give it a try in terms of setting the numbers right. But I think you're probably better off using the sliders if you have the latest code anyway, if you're on RC2. But I'm going to leave that for later, because things might change again when RC3 comes out or RC4 comes out. I don't want to have to keep making this video, so I'm not going to make this next video on until 4.3 final is released and the final configurator is released. Then I will make another video on tuning this on 4.3 with the sliders, and I think that will be that'll probably be a better tune than this. This is an okay tune. It's not the greatest, but I had to do a lot of trial and error to find those numbers, and I think that if you don't like the numbers, for example, if you want a little bit more have a little bit more locked in, maybe bump up the P gains some more, but drop the D gains a little bit, something like that. Maybe even drop the motor up a little bit, because it's still, I think the flight time could still be better. So if you want a little more flight time, maybe drop the motor up a limit to like 80% instead of 85%. That'll give you a little bit more flight time and a little bit more, it'll make it a little bit more manageable in terms of flying in a smaller space, because the lower KV will limit the top end of the RPM of the prop, and it will make it a little bit more controllable in a smaller space, if that's what you're looking for. At least that's what I was looking for. If you're looking for that super high-end, top-end on this prop, then yeah, leave it at 100% and just drop the gains a little bit from my settings, and you'll have a freestyle monster with a really short flight time. Like, you can probably kill the battery in about a minute and a half. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to get this video out because I think this is the best I can do in terms of this tune on the V1 code, the old nightly build from last year on this guy. So we'll have a follow-up video later once Betaflight 4.3 is finalized, and I'll update this again with a different tune at that time. All right, so hopefully this video will help you out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.